Hey friends, this is Geeta Prakash again. So for session 3 of AutoCAD 3D. So in this session, we are going to see primitive objects and some of the modeling that can be done using these primitive objects. Now what are primitive objects is standard objects uh, available in the world. So which are box, cone, wedge, cylinder, pyramid, sphere and torus. So you can see that these kind of primitive objects are available in all types of modeling, whether it is surface, whether it is solid or the mesh modeling. So first let us see the primitive objects and then we'll separate it into surface and solids in the later classes. So when you use all the modelings, using these primitive objects, you can make a lot of objects. Okay, so these kind of objects can be made using a primitive object. So in this object, you can see that it is a cylinder that are two cones. Okay, so you can form that. This kind of objects, it's only box. So with the box, you can create this kind of modelings. The pin, a sphere, a cylinder and a cone. A sphere, a cylinder and a cone. Okay, so the combination of these will give you a object. Now here it is only cylinder is available. Here is a cylinder, but here the bottom part and the top part, it needs to be adjusted. So this we are going to see, and then we have lots to be learnt about UCS and all. So let us go to the software and see. So as I told you, in all the types of modeling, you have this box. All these are called primitive objects. Okay, whether it is solid modeling, whether it is mesh modeling. So here you have, this is only the solid modeling because this is the basics of 3D basics. When you go for 3D modeling, you can see that in the normal you have the box, cone, cylinder, sphere, pyramid, wedge and torus. In solid, we have solid box, solid cone, solid sphere. In surface, you have again these objects. So in mesh box, mesh cone, mesh cylinder, mesh pyramid, mesh sphere, mesh wedge and mesh torus. So all the things are same. So when we talk about this box, you cannot see the third view unless you change it to the third axis. So that is why I go to third axis. This is only for viewing, it is not for modeling. So don't make use of this for modeling. So for modeling you have to make use of this. It's only for viewing. Okay. So for a box, the 2D object rectangle with a height or a thickness converted into a box. So we'll say box. So there are three ways: on the screen or through the command. So it's asking first corner, center. By specifying the center of the object, you can draw a box. But you can also draw a box, the first corner. So let us see both the options, first corner and the other corner. So you can specify the other corner as at say 3,3 units. Okay, 3,3 units, and then it's asking the height. So you can specify the height as 3. So this is your box. If you want to get the shaded one, you can go for the conceptual. You can specify a color to it. You can use layers also. So this is the box. So in the box, if you type box center, so press C and press enter. So it will ask for the specify center of the box. So from center it is going to take, you can see that, and when you specify the other corner, say at 3 comma 3, so 1.5 from the middle, 1.5 from that side. So from the middle it is going to calculate, and you can move your mouse also to determine the third axis. There are options called specify height, 2 point. So you can specify, instead of 3 units, you can specify 2.2p, so first point and the second point, without giving the measurement. Also you can do it using the box. So creating a box. So first we will see this and all the objects, and then we will go for modeling of the real-time objects. So when you select that, you have these arrows. These arrows can be picked. The aperture size is too big. You can drag and pull it also by the other side. So you can pull by these arrows. The third way of editing, you can see that the object can be pulled and edited. So one more way of doing it is right click, go for properties, and you can change the size, length, width of the box. This applies for all the objects. Okay, so let us see. We have the cylinder here. So in the cylinder, so the cylinder, it's asking specify center point of the, so it is a circle. So mostly if you see the commands of the circle of 2D comes into appearance. You have 3 point, 2 point, tan radius and elliptical. So specify center point of the base, and then you can specify the base radius. So either you specify the value or you drag your mouse to define the values, and then you define the height. Since it's asking ellipse, 2-axis endpoint is asking or the 2-point method. So you can specify the height as 4. So this becomes a cylinder. Cylinder, we have this elliptical, so you can press this E, axis endpoint, the other axis endpoint. So you can define, and then you can define this cylinder, elliptical cylinder. Then we have the cone. So cone is like a circle and a point. Center point, which asks for the base radius. We ask for the height. If you specify the height, it will represent a cone. If you specify the cone, center point of the base radius, then there is something called top radius. Okay, so if you see T enter, so top radius, if you want a truncated cone, okay, so you can define this truncated cone any manner. So if you decrease the radius from the base, it becomes a truncated cone, and then you will define the height of the object. You can see it in the shaded view. This is the truncated cone. Then you have the sphere. So center point, radius, that's all. So you can define the sphere. You can see that. Then we have the pyramid. It's a rectangle and a cone. So pyramid, center point of the base, it's a polygon type. So inscribed or the circumscribed, base radius it's asking. Base radius you can specify, then you can specify the height. So it's a pyramid. So if you want a truncated pyramid, give the pyramid option. Hit this base radius. Then you have this top radius, T enter, top radius. So you can specify the top radius also. And then you get a truncated cone. So you can yourself see from these objects how many objects can be drawn. Pyramid. Then you have the wedge. Half pyramid is called the wedge. So specify the other corner, specify the height. Okay, so this is the truncated. It can be used for creating steps and all. So steps, other things, any other object that you can see, torus. So donut. Specify center point. Any kind of rings that you want to form. Tires. So these are the primitive objects that are available in the solid modeling part. So first in this session we will see that. The next session we will see how to convert the 2D objects into 3D objects. So let us, now we have learned this. Now what is the use of this? So let us create some models. So currently I am showing you 3 models. So here we have the pencil model. So as I told you, you can have a round pencil or a cylindrical pencil. So cylinder, or if you want you can use a polygon with number of sides. Okay. So this is a cylinder, and this portion is a truncated cone, this portion is a cone. So we have to place in such a way. So first let us model that. So for that we require cylinder. So I am deleting all the. So here we have the cylinder. Cylinder. Center point. So you can specify now pencil radius can be 0.25 or 0.25 or 3, whichever size you want. Okay. So height can be 1 or 0.3, whatever. So I think this pencil is, so you can increase the height by selecting that as much as you want. Or you go to right click properties. So here radius height you can increase to radius 0.25. So now pencil color, give the color of the pencil, bottom color. That is the orange color or a red, you can specify. So got the color. Now as I told you, while modeling you should use only wireframe. Now the top portion. So if you see here, this portion is a truncated cone with a peach color. So I go for a pyramid cone, truncated cone. I select the center point because that should be equal. Now you see it's very difficult. So what do? Always you go for the top one. That will be very easy for you. So cone. Now you are able to catch that. If you are not able to catch, then you have to make sure that you switch on the cursors, object snap settings. So 3D object snap is also there. So you can switch on all these things. So center of face in front of an edge. Switch on that. Point 0.25 will do the radius, base radius, top radius, say 0.1. Specify the height. Go back to the isometric view. Here you can find that. Only thing is the center is not catching. So I want to move this center. Okay, so you can give a specify a color to this. You go for one more cone whose radius is radius is not 0.1. Bottom radius 0.1. Enter. Top radius will be 0. And you can specify the distance here. So when you go to the right view, you can see that cone is not properly placed. Both are placed here. Move it. You have to make sure that it looks perfect. Or if the radius or the center point we need to change. This should be aligned properly. These three should be aligned in one single point. So you have to see on all the directions. You not only right, you have to go and see the front view. It is exactly now, see, just moved. So now, because we were not able to catch that point, the center point, go to the top view. Bottom view is okay, top view. Okay. Now this is how we will try to correct and we'll try to model it. Now we see that the pencil has come. You can change this also. Color, if you want a color pencil, you can make it. So we go to the, now these three things are separate. 1, 2, 3. Now what I can do is make this as one single object by selecting, and you have to use called union, solid union. The new union, it's asking for select objects. So I'm selecting this object. Press enter. Now it has become one single object. Select and see. One single object. Okay. So now if you want a set of pencils, so this is how you create the set of pencils. So you will have to go on all the views and check whether everything is correct or not. This is not properly aligned. Left is correct. Right front it is not properly aligned. There should be one single line. So I should have done copied it in the top view. So let's see also that. So go to the top. You can see that it is not properly aligned. Here I am using the 2D options. Copy. Select the object. So I need to copy this quadrant here, and I should have the ortho on. So you can see now how your pencil has been modeled. So this is how you will model using this box. Now let's model one more stool. So with the stool, so this is a table. So top you have a box with a thickness, less thickness, and the legs thickness is more and the size is less. Cross section size is less. So we only box with the length. So let us model in this way. Then we'll go to the top. We have the box. But the box, you can see that elevation you have to specify. So elevation, say 3. I go for the box. First corner, second corner, define the thickness. Go to the front view. Now you can see at 3 meter elevation the box is come. If you want, you can reduce it by specifying move option. Okay. Now we go to the top view. I'm going to draw 4 boxes. Box. The thickness will be minus. Okay. Draw one box. Height, you will define -2. Okay. First let us see. Use copy, or you can use mirror. Go to the left view. Again I mirror it. I want the midpoint, so I'm catching the midpoint. Specify a color. can see now the box has been formed. Okay. So let's draw the pin. So pin also we'll try to draw. So pin is very simple. It's a spear, but you can see it is falling down. Currently we will not model this kind of pin because we have not learned that commands. So we'll go to the front view or the top view. So we'll use a spear. We'll use a cylinder. Go to the front view. You can see that you have to move the cylinder. So you need to properly place it. The placing is not perfect. Okay, so make sure that you place it properly here. Otherwise, this is going to come up. So in this way, you have to adjust and you have to model the objects. So let's see the other sessions in the next class.